All right, it's Friday. Guess what?
Can't wait.
It's another episode of Q&A with Alan and Marshall, and I'm Alan Howe.
I'm Marshall Atkinson.
No, silly. I'm Marshall Atkinson.
Oh, that's right. I'm Alan Howe with Easy Way.
I'm just being funny.
You know what? It's been a great week. And Marshall, I am still getting comments. I thought last week with Marcia and Eric was great. It was so good seeing them and having them on.
So much fun. You know, I miss seeing people. Damn it.
I do.
It's one of these things. I mean, how many times do we see Marcia a year? Like 6? I don't know.
Yeah.
And
not counting other conferences she comes to. So
yeah, right. Yeah, she was just at ThreadX. Right?
Yeah, and you know what?
Yeah.
And you and I were talking about that, just going out, good times we had, going out to dinner with people, learning stuff, meeting new people at these shows. That's the part I miss. I don't miss working the booth for the companies I work for, which I enjoy and really do.
Nobody wants to work the booth.
Yeah. You know what? I love it being a place that I've got a problem and I can sit down with them or show them what we have to help a solution.
Yeah.
But
that's the fun part. But actually standing there waiting for people to show up is the sucky part.
It is. But when there's a good show, speaking of Marcia.
Oh, is she on here?
Hey,
there she is.
We just said, Marcia, I don't know if you heard, we just said what a great time we had with you and Eric last week.
Yeah.
So it was great. But yeah, like I said, on shows, I miss just being with people. I miss having a drink with someone, grabbing a quick sandwich, a bottle of water, and just seeing everybody and hearing how they're doing.
Right. And so it's been a great week. I've gotten a lot done with all the projects that I've been working on. And, it's really fun to get stuff to the finish line, and there's not especially things that you've been working on for weeks. So, hey, we got a lot of people saying hi. So let's give them a shout out with Marcia, of course. Yeah. And then Keith says, good morning, guys. Good morning, Keith. And Marcia says, I'm here, y'all. I miss everyone, too. Thinking about how much fun we had last week, and I did hear. Good. Peter says, good morning from M&R and Roselle. Good morning.
Hold on. That would be my phone and declining a call.
Yeah. Hey, so if you're trying to call Alan, he's busy. Sorry.
Well, it was actually my Edward Jones broker probably telling me I'm broke.
Yeah, well, he's probably telling you to invest in Shopify.
Probably, and I'll say, hold on, I'm on with Marshall. He's going to send me money to do that with.
Right. I don't know what the Shopify stock is, but I bet they're blowing up.
My father, my stepdad, and here's the thing with stocks and stuff, and I forget the name of it. If someone knows it, it's the South American version of like Amazon or something like that.
Wait. The South American version of Amazon is Amazon, isn't it?
No.
Where Amazon is?
No, there's another one. Almost like what's the big one in China that people use, like Alibaba. Yeah, it's one like that. And he, in a 401k, ended up investing in it when it was like $30 a share, and it's like thousands of dollars a share now. Because who knew? That was like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't get that. So anyways, we got Peter here. Always good to have Peter Wallace.
Charles says good morning.
Charles, hey, I need to speak to
Richard's
Charles
here
today. So give me a call after the show.
Hey, Richard's here. Keith says good morning. Eric says, hey guys, happy Friday. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you guys watching and tuning in. So we have some topics that we want to get off our chest today. But before we get into this, I want to remind everybody that this is a Q&A show, and it only works when you guys participate. So we've got, how many different people do we have saying no? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
And one more came on.
And Yosta says hello from Sweden. So we have 8 people. We have 13 people watching. So we have some workers. So please say hello. Please ask a question and please comment. And if you haven't been on here before, let us know where you're watching from. We are very curious, right?
Absolutely.
Where everybody is and what's going on. So please participate.
I think, Marshall, too, if they have ideas for topics, man, they can email you and I would love to know what everybody thinks we should.
Oh, yeah. Our topic stuff is just me and Alan brainstorming and shooting the bull, right?
And a lot
we
of times,
love things to be more relevant if you've got something you want to bring up.
And usually it's stuff that happens to us during the week or we've talked to someone about.
Right.
So, yeah, we'd love to hear any of your guys' comments or ideas too.
Right. So you ready to launch the first question?
I'm excited about it. This is one I want everybody to respond on.
I want to see if people will actually do something with it. Here we go. You ready? Can I get a drum roll? Bam. Tell us something good. Everything is in coronavirus, crazy election, but just we're mired in a bunch of muck. And frankly, I am sick to death of hearing about it. Right?
Tired of it.
I want to hear something good. What is going on with you? All right. So it could be business, it could be personal. I don't care. I want to know the good news, and I want you to share the good news. So just type some stuff out, and we can talk about it. You can share some stuff, and we'll all virtually high five you.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
So share some stuff.
So what do we have, man? What's going good? I don't know what that is, man.
I don't know what that is, but
that is some sort of stinking scam.
That?
I have no idea.
I don't know what delete comment.
Yeah.
Hey, Coochie comment just got deleted.
Yeah.
Sorry, buddy.
Yeah. Not here. Remember, we just said no more muck and crap. We are tired of it.
It's amazing how that just came out of the woodwork. I guess it's like you turn the lights on and here comes the cockroach, right?
Yeah, exactly. We're talking about good stuff. So, Marshall, let me share. I'll do the first thing. So, first of all, I had a great couple days. I was traveling around in Michigan, and we're getting into August where it's not like 200 degrees. It's not Arizona weather in Michigan.
Does it get to 200 degrees in Michigan? I don't think so.
It doesn't. 90 to 95 makes us feel real warm. Yeah. But we have been in the late upper 70s, early 80s, great time. And I was traveling through Michigan, man, just gorgeous. But I had to go way up to Traverse City because I felt, and this is going one of our other, I felt awesome because there was a big graphics account, not a garment one, that it's difficult to get in. I've been dealing with them. And I told Marshall about this. The head of production, the general manager they have five or six plants. For plant 5, I can email him, I can text him, I can call him, no response. I send him a video email, he responds right away. And I've been doing that, finally got the appointment, nailed him down. It's a 4-hour drive away. He goes, so can you be here tomorrow morning? Absolutely. So I was up at 6 in the morning, but it was a great win for me. Not only did I get him, we engaged him in conversation. He's inviting me up. We had a great 45-minute meeting and a plan to move forward. So, that was, to me, that was a win. I get excited about it, and that's a win because I put the work in. I set myself apart from everybody else and hit the goal that I wanted. That was the appointment. So I was it was great.
Yeah, so we're being invaded for people selling couches. So I deleted those comments.
See that.
So I don't know what's going on. How do we block user? Oh, there you go. See ya. That's just crap. So, all right. So let's get to some people's comments.
I guess in a way that's good because now we're not small. People are now going, okay, I can spam them with crap.
Yeah. So Eric says this week has been great best week for sales since the Rona started. Small victories. Thanks, Eric. Congratulations. Keep it up, dude.
One of the companies I worked with, we always said small victories counted. Crumbs make pies.
Oh, so, crumbs make pies. I love that.
That was, and I will give that. That's not mine. It's Bill Smith from Saudi. That was his, and I loved it. So, yeah. I'm all about small victories.
Marcia says, here's something good. I went from having the greatest job in the world to having another greatest job in the world Engineering team rocks, having a blast.
So good to hear.
So excited for you.
Yeah.
Keith says, my cousin for Tulsa who taught me how to print 30 years ago is coming to visit. It's going to be great to see him. So very excited for you, Keith. I'm sure there's going to be an adult beverage in your future.
Have a great time, and a lot has changed in 30 years. But man,
yeah, you should show him how you can print better. Tomorrow is Lake Day. Can't get much better than that.
We love Lake Day,
right? Yosa says, wife just got a better Chevy Avalanche. Congratulations on upgrading.
Not a bad truck either, man.
Right? And we're still being invaded here.
Seriously.
Sorry, guys. I'm trying to manage this. All right. So, man, that's just ridiculous. So good things have been happening to me as well. I finished a huge thing for Shirt Lab. And so we're doing we have our Shirt Lab Facebook group, but there's another component that's coming out, which is going to be an online learning center that we're calling the Research Center. And I finished building that. And we're fixing to stuff it full of awesomeness. And I sent it to some people to get their feedback. And then once everything gets approved, I will be putting content in there. And so that's going to be really fun. I've been working on this for, 5 or 6 weeks, and just really wanted to make sure it works and it's easy to use and works on all platforms. So very excited about it. And it's going to be lots of fun. So
we got Ray Smith on.
Ray. All right. Great news. I got to watch you and a new couch.
Ray Smith with Abby on. So, yeah.
Yeah. Last stage of immigration with the wife. She should be here soon. I don't know what that means, but congratulations about it.
Sounds like Brock's wife is from out of the country. They're married, and bringing that in. So that's so good. Congratulations. Yeah.
So my family and friends are safe and well. CV has reminded us just how important this is. Absolutely. Yeah, I learned some. One of my friends, his father has it, and so this thing is real. I don't know.
It is real.
People say it's not real. This is real.
No,
and I don't want to get into the politics. So
you know what? And I think on the good thing, while there's been some deaths, we've had some people in the industry that have had it and have come through it, and we're so grateful on that. We're not going to talk about their names here, but there's been some people that have been sick. One real sick, and he's doing good. We're keeping that private. I've been in touch with him, so there's a lot going on. But we got to remember, family is huge now. Friends are huge. It is real. I think the virus is real. There's a lot of other crap. The virus is real. We just got to be smart, be safe.
Oh, my God. Who are these people? What kind of...
How is this happening?
I don't know. So, all right. So, anyway, I have some other good news that I can share, and I talked to Tom about it, is that our good friend Rick Davis, who lost his job.
Can we share that? Is this public now?
It is public. It has agreed to go work for Tom at Envision Teas, running the whole plant. And so I'm very excited both for Rick and Tom. I think that's going to be a fantastic partnership, and I think it's really going to help Tom out. And, he just closed on 1-800 T-shirt.
Yep. I saw that.
So he's got lots of expansion plans, and I think Rick is really going to fit right into that nicely. So congratulations to both of them. That's so awesome.
It's so exciting for Tom and Rick to bring out. For those of you, if you don't know Rick Davis, I know Peter knows him. A lot of people do. For me, Rick is not only a good friend, someone I'm in academy with, but when I started in the 80s, Rick was with Wilflex, and I have learned so much from Rick Davis. He's kind of a badass in my mind.
He's a badass fellow academy member.
Yep, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
He was a disciple of the late Joe Clark, and Rick knows printing. He knows M&R equipment extremely well. He knows tension. He knows process. He knows management. And I am excited for the partnership with him and Tom Round. And it's like, oh my God, hang on, people. That's going to look good, man, I think. So congratulations, Rick and Tom.
Right. And Tom's an all M&R shop. I know he's probably happy about that. So
absolutely.
All right. So keep the good thoughts coming, and I'll keep the whack-a-mole going with the Russian trolls that seem to be invading our show here today. So
real.
Please go find somewhere else to bother.
Go elsewhere. Go to a different industry.
Yeah. All right. So the next up is our topic here. You are a badass. And so we were kind of talking yesterday about this, and this kind of dovetails into what we were talking about just a minute ago with tell us something good.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times we focus on the negative or things don't work out or whatever. And sometimes we have a feeling of self-doubt where we have imposter syndrome, where we don't quite belong, and we measure our success next to somebody else's success. And maybe we're not further along than we should be or whatever. And I want to tell you that it doesn't matter where you are on your journey. You're a badass just because you're doing it, right? And don't measure yourself against other people. You know, your shop is here, and they, you know, maybe somebody's at $10 million a year in sales and you're barely cracking 500,000. It doesn't matter, right? Let's get you over to the next level, but know that, you know, you're doing things right, you're on your way, and that kind of thing. So that's just kind of what I wanted to throw out there. So you talk about that while I mind the whack-a-mole here.
Yeah, there's a couple of them. So you know what? Here's my badass, and we came up with this because Marshall and I were just talking. Marshall was having a great day. Called me. I'm on the road. Was having a great day, and he just goes, "Alan, you're a badass." And you know, Richard Grieve just posted, "You're a Badass" by Jen Scenario.
I've read that book. I have that somewhere.
We both have it. But you know what? This goes right into small wins. And again, I told you about the big win up in Traverse City. I have been up to Traverse City. It's not a huge one. You think you know everything. I'm driving down the road, going to another town where I know there's an existing customer I'm just going to do a courtesy call on. And I see this green sign, and it says, you know, I catch the word shirt out of the corner of my eye, and I flip around, and it's a screen printer. And so, yes, 33 years of doing this, I still make cold calls.
Yeah.
You know, throw the mask on. I don't know where they're at. It's the rule here in Michigan. I don't know where they're at. Throw the mask on. Get in there. The guy's there. Easy Way's been in business 40 years. They've never heard of them. Perfect. Wonderful. One manual. I ended up doing a demo. Great guy. Been doing this a long time, and I just had a great thing. And to me, I went in my car. I set my stuff, made a little note on his business card, going to put it in the data system. And I just thought, that's what this industry is about. I don't care how big, how small. I love that I turned the car around and just made a quick call.
When was this?
This was 2 days ago.
Oh, great.
Wednesday. So, yeah, not a big company. One manual. One Riley Hopkins manual from Ryanette, one dryer, and yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, all these big, huge, giant shops with all this equipment and millions of square feet or whatever, they all started with one manual in a basement, in a garage, in the outbuilding, in the whatever, right?
Yep.
It's rare that, hey, we're just going to invest in auto equipment off the bat and not know how to do anything. Most everybody starts off with a manual somewhere. So, you can do it. If that's you can totally do it. You can totally scale your business. You just have to learn more than anything how to sell.
And I think for me, for everybody out there, don't disregard going, oh, I don't have time to make that call. I don't have time to stop. I could have very easily just kept going and it wouldn't have affected my day or time. But man, you know what? We are here to make contacts. We are here to get leads. And sometimes that lead doesn't come from an ad, doesn't come from a referral. It just comes from a drive. And that lead came from because I was paying attention and out of the corner of my eye, I saw their sign. Yeah. And you know what? You got to do it.
Josiah says you do presses for the win. Exactly, buddy.
I'm going to kill Josiah. Josiah calls me this morning at 7:00 and goes, "Are you?" And leaves a message. My phone was in the other room. He goes, "Are you up?" And I usually am up on there. I was up, but yeah, great guy, Josiah. And let's talk about a badass. Josiah during the COVID thing. Josiah really stepped up for his community. And man, they got hit not just with COVID. He was doing stuff. He was right in the middle of the floods in Midland, Michigan. So we're talking about you're a badass, Josiah. You're a badass. Yeah.
So we have some comments that I've skipped over. So let's read them. Marcia says, way to go, Rick and Tom. Fantastics, Tom. Congrats. Alan learning in the 80s, no Facebook.
No Facebook, no cell phones.
Yeah, right. Peter says, great news for Rick. That's great. Your boss says, Ola from MSP, first week flying. What is MSP?
Minnesota
St. Paul.
Yeah. So Alex Mimosa, if you guys don't know, is my direct supervisor. He's director of sales for EasyWay. So he's listening on. So anybody want to place an order that right now would be cool. Hey, Alex, how did I do on that, buddy? Alex has been traveling. He was in Wisconsin with one of our other guys. It's his first week on a fly. So, flying out. So we're getting back at it, man.
When do you think, do you think we're all going to get together?
I think that's an invite. We're coming to Marshall's house right now.
Yeah, right. Bring it. Except my wife is going to meet you at the door and say, denied.
Exactly.
We're in our lockdown castle here in Maricopa County, Arizona, which is the largest COVID outbreak in the whole state. We don't do anything. We're in our bubble.
In your bubble with the pool.
We're in the bubble. So, I got an email, and you got the same email about Long Beach, right? Yep. What are the odds that show is really going to happen? What do you think?
I don't know. I just heard NBM, it's official, canceled Charlotte this year.
Yeah, but I'm talking January. Right? Yeah. Do you think we can get to January and we actually have an event that people go to? Do you think that's going to happen? Or do you think it's just more of the same?
I think eventually there will be an event. I've got to believe that because, Marshall, we've talked that there is a new normal, a next normal on there. And eventually we will figure out how to do this. If the new normal is, I think that's why we're getting out. We know there's a virus, there is a threat out there.
Right.
But we cannot let the threat of an invisible threat that is real affect our lives. We cannot go underground. We cannot be the mole. We cannot be the ostrich and put our head in the sand. We've got to figure out how to do business.
I hear you. I hear you.
It's human to human. And eventually there will be. How that looks, I don't know. If I had the answer, I'd be better than I am right now.
Yeah. So I'm teaching a whole bunch of classes. So I'm coming in on Wednesday. Yeah. And then I've got classes Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and the dreaded Sunday. So
ISS Long Beach.
Long Beach, yeah. So one of those is with you, Buster.
On Friday. What is the name of that? I don't know.
I think it's right above my head.
I think it's called Q&A. And just so you don't know, we talked about last week, this started because this was a seminar.
Right. Well, my fingers are crossed that there's an actual show. We have some comments about that.
I want to be hopeful. I want to hope. I hope it's good. I hope it's safe.
Yeah.
I think it's a we'll see.
We'll see. So Richard says, no, we're all at my house in January.
I'm all for that. Let's go.
January in Arizona is really nice, by the way.
Yeah. You know what? It's lousy in Michigan, so I'm there.
Yeah, and Peter says ISS Long Beach is a 50-50.
I agree.
I don't know. I don't know when would they call that? Probably October, because people have to plan and whatever. I don't know. Yeah. I'll be there if it happens. Great. Well, we'll see you there, Keith.
And I think, remember, we talked about this a few weeks ago, and people said the one reason they said they'd go to a show was not because of vendors, not because they're looking for something.
People.
To see people. It's still this. It's human to human. Yeah.
So, Michael, hey, Michael, how are you doing, by the way? How's your health?
Very good.
Greetings, bubble occupants.
That better be on a shirt.
I guess this means small chance we're praying.
Yeah, probably.
Charles says, I don't think Long Beach will happen. We'll have to wait until 22. Shows will start coming back summer next year, I think, but not January Long Beach.
That'll be disappointing, but yeah.
Ray says, Long Beach, I'm going anyway. Well, he's got the beard protecting system, right?
Yeah, mine doesn't have the protection that it is. And, I think viruses are just afraid of Ray Smith, too. They just don't want to live there. So we're talking ultimate badass. So, yeah.
Yeah, Mike says, much better than in Arizona in August. Yeah, Hey, it's cooler here this week.
It's 112.
It's only like 110, right?
Good.
Good thing I have air conditioning.
Yeah.
My house actually has two complete different air conditioning systems. Not one, two. One for the downstairs, one for the upstairs. So.
I love my first time I went out west into Arizona and I saw these houses with the big old swamp coolers on top of the house. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, right. So, so it's either in the air conditioning in the house or in the pool with an adult beverage. There's only two locations you're finding me. So,
and adult beverage would be with both locations.
Yeah. So Mike says, health is good. Roof completely torn off of my warehouse, so I am without a bubble.
Is that a planned thing, Michael, or did I miss something? The roof being torn off.
Yeah, it's a dry heat. Yeah.
It's a dry, right.
Yeah. Okay, dry heat, wet heat is still hot.
And you know what? With the dry heat, you just don't feel yourself dehydrating until you're in the hospital with IVs hooked up to you.
Yeah. All right, cool. Hey, you want to get to topic number 3?
Let's go.
Yes, is it 3?
Yep.
Which is still a line from a Batman movie. Why so serious?
Yeah, the Joker. Yeah,
right?
Why so serious?
I had a really great interview with my friend Danny Rosen yesterday. And if you want to see it, you can check it out on my YouTube channel. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe so my kid can earn $1. Yeah. So it was a really great thing. And it's all about having fun with sales, or how humor and not being so serious really can help increase your sales, because as humans, we interact with people. And so if you come across as, boring or stick in the mud or whatever, it's all about engagement, and maybe that isn't the best way. And it's just really about being yourself, right? So I wanted to kind of throw this out here today for the group and just let everybody know that we don't have to be serious all the time. We can be a little silly. We can be a little goofy. We can be vulnerable, sharing your origin story, sharing that you don't know everything, but you're on your path. Sometimes that's a good approach, right? What do you think about that, Alan?
I think you're right. I have a tendency, I like to have fun. I like to do that. And sometimes the seriousness, if I'm smiling, it. My resting face is a serious, almost putting out the vibe going, don't bother me.
Yeah. Why so serious, Alan?
Yeah, and I'm not. And, my mother, bless her heart, when I was a kid, it was like that. I'd be watching TV and I'd have that resting, serious face, and she'd go, Alan, what's wrong? Nothing, Mom. And she'd keep on, what's wrong, Alan? Alan, come on. I could tell in your face, what's wrong? Well, here's what's wrong. You're bugging the crap out of me.
Well, here's what's wrong. Mom, where's my ice cream?
Yeah. Yeah. And it was like, you're bugging the hell out of me, and then, so by that time I'm mad. But, I think we all have jobs. We all have businesses. you got to have a certain amount of serious, but you don't have to be so serious that if your job is not having a good time, man, you might want to find something else. You got to enjoy what you do, how you do it, and how you engage with others on it. I had a great 2 days. I didn't write an order. Man, I moved some things down the pipeline. I contacted some new people. Had a great fun couple days out on the road. Those are the things I live for in my job and really like.
And I think also with sales, Alan, think about it. Nobody really hits the home run on the first pitch. Like, I mean, that's kind of rare, right? So
yeah,
we move people from here to here to here to here to here in the process. And every time we contact somebody, or it's a blog post, or it's a video thing, or they liked something that you tweeted or shared or whatever, right? It's all top of mind. And eventually, if they like what you're doing, they'll buy from you. So it's know, like, trust, buy. That's the sales cycle,
yeah.
Right? And I think human-to-human interaction really helps foster the buying process, because we're all about building trust. And I think if I see something in you that I like, that we have an affinity, that, I kind of like that guy, I'm more apt to buy from them. And I think if we're using humor, if we're using some sort of entertainment level, if we're not, it's just really the verbiage you're using. And I shared an email with you the other day, and I'm not going to embarrass the person who sent it to me, but they're trying to make a connection with me. Yeah. And it was the most formally written email I've ever read on the history of emails that you could send.
It was painful.
You remember?
It was
painful. Remember that?
Yes.
Instead
I know who the people are, and I'm like, instead
of just saying, "Hey, man, let's connect. Maybe we can partner on something." Right? It was just this. Did they use the thesaurus to write the email? I mean, it was just crazy.
It was so highbrow. It was sickening. Yeah.
Hey, you're getting killed by Richard here.
I saw that. So. I love you, Richard. So what Richard is talking about, and I will own it. I have this thing that, and you know what I was talking about, Marshall?
No, but I'm just picturing your face.
You were involved in it. So a few weeks ago, I'm up north, and I am doing remotely from a coffee shop, from A&B Coffee Shop in West Branch, Michigan. And some old guy just starts playing the piano. And the owner's the look on my face would kill. And I knew I did it. And as soon as I did it, I stopped. But Richard saw that, and I got a text immediately from him. But I have this thing where the look could kill thing. And we just had the upset stomach at the coffee shop a few weeks ago. It was awful. And I went back and watched the video, and I'm like, oh, God.
Right.
So, it was the most frustrating thing. I did stay the night at the cottage while I was up north, making sales calls. Went to the coffee shop that morning. They asked how we were all doing at A&B Coffee there in West Branch, and it was great. But yeah, so you know what? Why so serious? Yes, it's a podcast. Yes, it was interrupted. Yes, I want to do it well. But we have technical things happen all the time. We have Russian hackers coming in now. And you know what? It's like
the small stuff, dude.
And that was it. Don't sweat the small stuff. I mean, what am I going to do? Get up and say, "Excuse me, I'm going to go beat that 85-year-old man playing the piano who's being rude"? Yeah. It's not that big a deal. So
yeah, I noticed you didn't yell "Freebird."
I didn't yell "Freebird." I'm afraid he might have played it.
Hey, we have some comments that I want to share. So Peter says, "Show management won't call the Long Beach show probably to November at the earliest. Better pay attention to what Governor Newsom's doing." So
I would agree.
There.
Smart.
And Sean says hello.
Hey.
And then here's a great comment. How has your YouTube channel been doing since your son took over? Let me tell you, Eric, it's doing way better, because I've got somebody who's very interested in making it a success. So we're having meetings about YouTube. Now, do I have millions of followers? No. we're up to 81 followers, which is over 50 from where we were a month ago, right? So I'm considering that a success. And by the way, have you subscribed, right? And then I have something coming out, right? It's kind of a secret project that I'm going to be talking about, and I can't say anything now, but my son, Jack, and I showed it to Alan earlier today, my son, Jack, is completely producing some new content that I'm coming out with on YouTube. And it's specifically for YouTube. And he is doing the video editing. He's doing the music. He's doing everything about it. And we've got the first show built under our belt right now, almost. He's got a couple little things he's going to tweak. And then we're hoping to put it out next week. So now he's teaching himself Premiere Pro, right? Which I don't know if you've ever looked at that. I opened up the thing and I'm like, oh my God, I don't even know where to start. He's taught himself how to use it. I'm so dad proud of that kid. I can't even stand it. It's going to be great.
You should be doing a great job. I loved seeing what he did earlier, just about a half hour before we came. So nice job, Jack.
I'm going to share something. I think I've actually shared a little bit. I'm doing a new show that's going to be called The Best T-Shirt I Ever Printed. And I'm interviewing printers about their favorite shirt, you know, the one where they learned 4-color process, or they raised $1 million for some charity, or it was the first shirt they printed with their new press, or whatever, their favorite best shirt story. It's all the backstory about that shirt. And you hold up the shirt and you kind of talk about it, right?
I love the first one, like in the video. I'm not going to say who it is,
right?
But because they don't even show the shirt, but they're talking about the experience of that shirt and what's going on.
And so Jack is doing 100% the whole thing, because one of the things he's commented, Eric, is the fact that all my content is like an hour-long stuff. And he goes, Dad, nobody watches that long. So he's like, you need something that's maybe 10 or 15 minutes. And so we were brainstorming on what to do. We've come up with this idea. So if anybody watching this video right now wants to participate in it, here's what you got to do. Email me right here, and let's schedule a call, and we can talk about what you want to do, and then we'll have that discussion. So it's easy, Marshall@MarshallAtkinson.com. I'd love to be able to.
I'm going to call out
the payroll. Hell yeah, he's on the payroll.
Yep. Go subscribe.
He's doing great. He's doing great. So he does some of the grunt work for my consulting business, you know, stuff that I don't have time for, but I'm paying him to do all this video stuff, right? So he's totally digging it, and he's like this. How am I going to spend money? Right?
On your birthday, Marshall. That's how he's going to spend it.
Yeah. All right. So
Marshall,
thanks for the question.
Yep. I'm going to call out Richard Greaves. I think, Richard, back in your printing days, you printed some incredible shirts, and you might have to get a hold of Marshall.
Right. Well, I want everybody, new printer, old printer, whatever. Let's talk about your best T-shirt you ever printed, and hopefully you kept it. I'm sure it's in the bottom of a box somewhere. Knowing Richard, it's in the West Wing warehouse with, he's got the Library of Alexandria in his house, so maybe it's in there. Yosta says, what word to use in 2021 when pivot is banned?
Transition or adjusting.
There you go. You heard it right from him.
Not that I've thought about it before, but yeah.
So Peter, by the way, he's from Australia. So if you didn't know that, this is why it makes sense. When I first got in this industry back in the 80s, I had to get used to people not understanding me. They'd say, pardon, I wish I could do the impression. Pardon, can you repeat that? Initially, it frustrated me, and then I realized that people were listening, if not understanding. Yep. So that's an excellent comment.
Great.
With understanding, success followed.
Absolutely. Good job.
And Sean says, way to go, Jack. Thanks. And I guess what? We got new whack-a-moles.
Oh, great.
So I guess they spent that time making a new account. So can you talk, Alan, while I delete all this?
Yeah. I'm glad. I think we're all excited for Jack on there. And you asked someone asked earlier, is Jack getting paid? So you need to subscribe to the YouTube channel because Jack, I know, actually gets paid by subscription. Every new subscription, it's almost like a commission basis. So go ahead and subscribe to YouTube on it.
$1 a subscription.
Absolutely. Richard Greaves has a post underneath there that said, add unprecedented to the pivot list. I'm all about it, man. So,
but you know the phrase that really bothers me right now?
What's that?
Now more than ever.
Now more than ever. And
I'm tired of that phrase. Now more than ever.
Yeah.
So I probably have used that, but it just shows up everywhere, and like
it does.
It does. Well, cool. So we got one more topic left in 20 minutes, so maybe we can stretch this one out.
Yeah, and I think we have some people online that can really comment on this one.
All right, stupid business rules. So what are we talking about here, Alan?
Sometimes I think we have to, I'm a big person of law and order, and you got to have policy, and you have to do that. But oh my gosh, people, is there anything etched in stone since the 10 Commandments? There really isn't. And you have to take things case by case. This goes right into why so serious. Really? And Marshall, you and I were talking about different things that I'm not going to talk about mine because it just alienates a whole group of people. But sometimes we have to remember that not everything is black and white. I would like to, in my world, I want everything. It's right, it's wrong, it's on there. But we have to take it case by case. And when you're dealing with...
Thanks, Peter.
I love Peter Wallace. I just in the middle of talking, laughing.
I did that to you on purpose.
Now I have people.
You forgot what you're going to say.
Yeah, I think we have to remember that with employees, with clients, with whatever, stupid business rules. This is our policy. You have to take it case by case, human to human. Think about the situation. Is it really worth the fight on it? And so what are those stupid business rules that we have that have affected you, that you're going, I used to do? And I think the big one, Marshall, you're a big one with every client going, do you have a business plan? And I love what you've told people. Say, look, set your business plan, especially when starting. If you've not done one yet, do a business plan. It's not etched in stone. Business plans change and morph all the time.
Now more than
need to be. What's that?
Now more than ever.
Now more than ever, they pivot away. Yeah.
We're in unprecedented times.
So let's not be so serious because we're in unprecedented times. Let's pivot away and not do stupid business rules.
Right.
God, welcome to the Alan and Marshall Cliche Fest. But I think sometimes there are stupid business rules that are put together. And I think sometimes when you have the bigger you get, when you have other people, there's always this thing, accounting and sales have never got along. I think, sometimes accountants are there to kill salespeople. They're not. The accounting departments are there for a reason. But we have to look at everything and realize to work together, to be cohesive, you got to have not just these black and white stupid rules.
Yeah.
Don't do anything just because that's what we do.
There's a lot of things that, in business, right? We need structure. We need an architecture to be able to function. And I totally get it. I'm not saying, hey, let's just eliminate everything. But what I'm saying is there's cases that come up. And I know of one I was telling you the other day, which we have HR rules about how we operate and how we clock in and when we have to show up, right? Yep. But people have things that happen to them in their lives, and sometimes people are proud.
Yep.
And they don't, or it's a medical thing, and they don't want to share with you what's going on. And so you might have a situation where employees coming late, and rather than throwing the book at them, maybe you find out and ask them simply, hey, what's going on? and you can find out about it. And maybe they're dealing with somebody where their mother has cancer, and the reason they're late is they just took her to chemo, right? Or in a particular case that I know about where you had somebody whose wife was pregnant and they were having some complications to it, and that was the reason why the employee was late. So when HR wants to throw the book at them, we have to understand that maybe we don't have all the facts. Yep. And so we need to deal with people sometimes on a more of a human level and just be understanding and have some empathy sometimes. And have, if you've got rules and you're trying to deal with everything so everybody's treated fairly, add another rule that allows you to handle things on a case-by-case situation and make a decision that's in the best interest of your employee. Because I can tell you what happens is if you come down on people like a load of bricks on stuff and you're not human about it, if you're not understanding about it, that employee will quit.
Yeah, absolutely.
The reason why people leave companies more often than anything isn't because they're going to go make more money somewhere. It's because they're leaving because of bad management. They're leaving because of some company rule, and that drives them crazy. And hey, take this job and shove it. I'm out of here. Right. So I think we need to treat people with respect and give them the benefit of the doubt sometimes. And of course, if they abuse the rules, hey,
absolutely,
throw the book at them, right? But we need to understand how people are dealing with stuff, and we're all struggling, and maybe we just don't have all the information, right?
It's not always black and white. It's not always, right or wrong. You have, like you said, you gave the scenario, guy coming in late. He's usually never done that. It's out of ordinary for him. HR wants you to throw the book at him, and you find out there is a health crisis in his family. Right. Could you have written him up and threw the book at him?
Oh, yeah. Well, I normally do stuff like that.
Yeah. But should you? And I think it's not about should you, could you, or it's the right thing to do, but is it the wise thing to do?
All right. So here's a comment from Sean. Wanting employees to show up on time. What I've been thinking. No, you absolutely have to have employees show up.
Absolutely.
Right. You have to have it. Right. And I actually hired a manager. Right. One of my managers that I personally hired kept coming in late. And this is how I handled it is I went to Target and I spent $9 of my own money and I bought the guy an alarm clock.
Yeah.
And I go, look, I need you here at this time. You have to be here at this time. Your job dictates that you're here at this time. Here's an alarm clock to help you wake up. Why is the reason why you can't get up? He's like, well, it takes this long to come in. I go, well, leave 10 minutes early. I mean, you're an adult, right? Because this is what's going to happen is we have rules. Eventually you're going to be out of a job because part of your job is to be here on time. Right now, if the guy had some situation, maybe his dad has an issue and he's in the hospital and whatever, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and it's going to be okay because sooner or later it's going to go back to normal. That's what I'm talking about here. So I'm not saying, Sean, we just abandon rules and it's chaos and anarchy, Lord of the Flies. That's not what I'm saying here at all. What I'm saying here at all is we have to treat people with respect and be human about it. So that's kind of the thing here, right? It's the do unto others, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because in this case that I'm alluding to, right, somebody's wife was pregnant and HR came down on them and they quit the company. And it was one of our lead printers over it, right?
So never had a problem with before.
Right. It never had a problem with them before. Yeah. And so it's like one of these things where it can go the other way because we're exactly this way and da-da-da-da. Yep. And, and it's, at the time it was out of my hands, right? So I'm just using this as a learning example, right? You're the owner of the company. You can set the rules, right? We can always change the rule. Right. Some comments here. Jack says, M&R Copperhead press release yesterday. What does that indicate? Any strengths or weaknesses for press manufacturers? Hey, comment from Peter Cumming. I'm sure. Right. And so Jack, we need to have a phone call. I want to talk to you. I've never talked to you ever. And
I don't know where Jack's located at. Where's he from? Jack, where are you from? Unless you know.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, he's somewhere in the South because he's an Alabama Roll Tide fan.
I'm okay with that. My mom and them are from Alabama. I think what it says with all press manufacturers, there are people buying equipment. There is equipment rolling out there.
I know people that are buying equipment right now.
Absolutely. Some used, some brand new. And they are buying it. They are looking, going, how can we be smarter? How can we be faster? How can we be leaner? What do we have to do? And they are investing in their business. And now's the time to do that, because this will end. There will be a next normal, and they are going to be poised and positioned to do that. And I think M&R is coming out going, here's what we're doing. We have not sat pat. We are coming up with new products. Here they are. What do you think?
I love this
quote from Peter, though.
I love this quote from Peter, Alan. As a customer-focused business, we should start the orientation to say yes. If it's going to cost a lot of money to say yes, just tell the customer what the cost is. Let the customer be the one to say no. And this is so important in sales. And I think a lot of times we have this story we're telling ourselves in our brains that we can't call, they don't need me, we're too expensive, they don't have any money, right? And we tell ourselves the story, and I've shared this story before. You know, my father owned a car dealership in Omaha, Nebraska. That's where we used to live. And in December, this farmer came in overalls and a jacket and a hat and boots. He looked just like the Nebraska Cornhusker logo, right? And none of the salespeople would talk to him, you know, and so he left. And he went across the street to the Cadillac place, paid cash for 2 Cadillacs, brand new, fully loaded. And the deal was that the sales manager had to call my dad and tell him what happened. And so this guy calls my dad, tells him what happened. My father hangs up. You know, I'm like 12 at this time, right? So, but I hear the story about this at the dinner table that night, and it's stuck with me forever. He comes out, he fires the sales manager on the spot, right then and there in front of everybody, because they're all standing around gabbing, drinking coffee, and they all looked at this dude, right? And they made a judgment that the guy's not going to buy a Lincoln, because it was a Lincoln Mercury place. Their guy's not going to buy a Lincoln. He's a farmer, right? He bought matching cars for him and his wife.
Yep, absolutely.
And so it's like one of these things where you can't judge a book by the cover, and we can't listen to the stories that we tell ourselves, right? And I love Peter's comment. So good job.
You know, we have the same story. My grandmother tells the story. We have an uncle. He's passed away now. Fort Morgan, Colorado. Him and his brothers had just monstrosity ranches. My mom had been out there, and just one of those real cattle ranches. And Uncle Carl was cowboy. Grew up that way and everything. Him and my Aunt Wilma would fly in, and with their son from Colorado to Detroit to buy trucks and cars for the ranch and drive them back. Grandma would pick them up, take them around to the mile on Michigan Avenue where all the car dealerships were. And she's in there with him. And my grandmother was no nonsense. And Uncle Carl's looking around in all his cowboy gear. And she heard the sales guy go to the other salespeople standing around going, "Who wants to wait on the drugstore cowboy?" Grandma looked at him and goes, "No one here will be." And she goes, "Come on, Carl, we're going down the road." And they bought 3 trucks, drove them back, paid cash right then.
Yeah, right.
And it's like, you do not know the history of the people. And I'm sure from Detroit, he looked like a drugstore cowboy. So,
right. Why didn't they buy the trucks in Colorado? Why would they fly to?
I think back then, this is probably in the 60s, it was probably a better deal coming to Detroit.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So a couple comments here. Sean says, as long as our employees call before the time they're supposed to be here, hey, we're good. That's good. Jack says he's in Yorktown, Virginia.
All right.
We have a company breakfast, so most people is in early. That's good.
I love that.
By the way, we always give Yosta a pass on spelling since he's English is a second language. He's in Sweden.
And I'm afraid of him. Look at his picture. He's awesome. He's bad.
He moved from Omaha to Georgia. What was the dealership name? It was King Lincoln Mercury. And my dad worked for Lincoln Mercury for the actual parent company for years and years and years. And we actually, before then, we lived in St. Louis, and he was the guy that sold the cars to all their dealers for all the states around St. Louis, Missouri. So, Arkansas, Tennessee, Kentucky, Alabama, Nebraska, Illinois, everywhere. And so he's big time up in the food chain with, knew Lee Iacocca and all kinds of people. And when, Iacocca worked for Ford and wanted to have his own car dealership. And this is another great story about my dad. He could sell a tomato popsicle to a lady in white gloves. I mean, He could just talk people out of anything. And so he wanted to buy his own car dealership because his brain, I'm the oldest of 5 boys, we're going to have a chains franchise of car dealerships. Back then, that was unheard of. Now everybody does it, right? But that's what he wanted to do, and this is going to be the first one. So this car dealership came up, and he bought it, and unfortunately, he was ironically killed in a car wreck 2 years later. But cashed in all his money, bought this car dealership, and we moved up there. And he invented, it's a kind of a common gimmick now, but he invented this promotion called the A Touch of Class thing, which is the contest where you keep your hands on the cars.
Oh, yeah.
On the car, and the last one standing wins the car. He invented that. Right.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so, he was a great dude, and sorely miss him. But anyway, King Linker Mercury, and we sold it in the mid 70s. So I don't know if you were around there then, but and it goes to says, hey,
that's Kurt.
Hey, it's got the Yosemite spelling program.
Yeah,
that's Yosemite Sam. In case you're not.
Exactly.
And then Ron Goodwin says we have to remind ourselves that customers come to you to spend money. Whenever we present good, better, best, most go for better and best, and that's good.
Ron knows about good.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That is great, Ron. Thank you.
So wrapping up here, what you doing this weekend, dude?
I got a little project I have to do, and it's because I was stupid and didn't, do the right things and take care of something. I forgot I didn't take the spray nozzle off the hose, and it is now seized on there, locked. I've done the WD-40 and stuff, so I got to get a Dremel tool and cut it off.
Oh.
That's what happens when you just don't take care of things. Take care of your equipment.
Right.
My fault. I'm not happy about it, but it's either that or cut it off and put a new end on. And yeah, so that's my project for the week. Yeah, other than that, that's about it.
Yeah, great. Well, you reminded me of your famous phrase, which is screens are equipment.
Screens are equipment. And you know what? You got to take care of them. You got to take them off the press and clean them. And when it comes to garden hoses, you got to take that nozzle off in the winter.
Right.
And I didn't. My own fault. Know about it. I'm going to pay the price.
Right. Well, hey, just to wrap up, there's some things I want to share.
Do it.
Here's my new podcast. If you haven't listened to it, I'd love you to give it a listen. It's called Success Stories. Here's the link. Our first episode came out 10 days ago or so. Mm-hmm. It comes out on the 2nd and 4th Wednesday of every month. The new episode is going to be out this Wednesday, and it's going to feature Shelby Craig with Rocket Shirts in Tennessee, and it's all about website SEO and how to use Facebook for ads. So I know that a lot of people do both of those, so you'll probably find the content interesting. If you haven't listened to this one yet, it features Danny, who I was just talking about earlier with Brand Fuel, and his partner, Robert Fiveash, about what they're doing to pivot from the COVID pandemic. They have a promotional branding merchandise agency, and they have actually 5 locations around the country and 1 actually in the UK. So they're very successful, do a lot with online stores. I think you'll find it interesting. And this is sponsored by S&S Activewear, so I want to give them a shout out. So thank you so much for helping me bring this to everyone. And so it's going to be really great. Everybody was interested in my YouTube channel. So this is it. Help my kid out.
Yep.
And Atkinson.fyi YouTube, you can watch some awesome content there. And then lastly, you got any questions for Mr. Allen here? Here's his email. I know he'll happily be. You will help them if they email you, right? I'm not just saying.
I always do. I actually look forward to it because if someone reaches out to me, I know it's a real problem for them, and I want to try to provide a solution. Right. I would love to hear from you. And if you've reached out and things are going good, I'd love to hear your successes also.
Right.
Just like M&R coming out with new products, we have some new things coming out at Easy Way that we're working on. So I'm kind of excited. Can
you share one of them? Or is it
so Alex is watching, so not right now. I'll let him if he wants.
What's your number one best-selling thing in Easy Way right now?
Number one best selling is still 701, our screen wash and stain remover. It has been out since, probably 20 years. It's an incredible product for removing plastisol. It just removes everything. Plastisol, UV, epoxies. It's a killer.
Does it remove your trash? You got to take to the dumpster?
No, you got to take it to the dumpster. It doesn't remove your trash. You know what? We do have a product, a new one out that's out there, and we just haven't talked about it. If you're doing water-based, there's Alex right there. You see Alex putting a thumb down on anything that's in testing. We cannot talk about.
Yeah.
But you know what? One of our products that I'm just now starting to play with, in fact, one of the texts that came up, we have a product called 601. It's a screen remover, stain wash. I don't care whose water-based you're using or discharge. Sometimes some of those colors will just stain. And 601 is doing pretty well.
Okay, so let's unpack this a little bit. What is the problem with the screen being stained? Why should anybody even care about that?
Well, because screens are equipment. And if you have stains on there, eventually it's going to affect your prints and it's going to clog up your mesh openings on it. But if you try to remove them with a caustic on there, you're going to remove layers of that mesh and your threads are going to be even thinner. And if you're using thin thread, it could pop it. And your mesh openings are going to be way bigger than they need to be. And it's going to cost you money on it.
So what we're talking about here is that ghost image. I just want to make sure everybody understands what you're talking about.
Yep, that ghost image. And with water-based, a lot of times, sometimes on black, sometimes on reds, I see it on discharge where you will actually see the color of the ink just fused to it. And we can get it out normally, but 601 is a product that I'm really excited about, and I don't think we've promoted enough. I just received some samples. I have some down to a company there, and the people using it are doing well with it. Right. So if you're doing water-based or discharge, let me know. We'd love to talk and see what we can do to help. So yeah, and I guess Alex just told me we have one for silicone, which I didn't know about, 722. So, we have these things that are not like primary products that are there. And I think we just need to talk about them more.
Right.
Because I love silicone ink. I think it's great. And, you want to, if you're doing jerseys or anything like that, you need to get into the silicone game. And we got the products, the cleanups to help out.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So last minute, Brian with Allure Glow says, good Friday to both of you. Okay.
Brian, how you doing? Good.
Sean says, should we order from Allen or a local supplier? So you're in Atlanta. So who's the Easy Way guy in Atlanta?
I don't cover that area. It's going to be TechSource. Has a branch there in Atlanta. Alex, you're listening. Help me out there. You can NASDAQ can get it.
Does GSG sell in Atlanta?
Graphic Solutions is a big dealer from us. They're great. They will sell into Atlanta. They don't have a branch there. Alabama Screen Process is a big one.
Okay, good.
So, yeah, if you have questions, give me a call and I can look them up.
Send Alan an email right here.
Yep.
Okay, and then lastly, last chance, Shirt Lab Tribe. So founding members, we're doing our founding member group, and you get a lifetime discount. So right now it's $49 a month, If you join right now, it's $49 a month. When we get to 100 members, it's going to be $99 a month. Yep. So you're getting a $50 a month discount right now if you join. And we got our 50th member like 2 days ago. So we're halfway there, and we're getting, I don't know, 8, 9 or so people a week joining. So, right. So we've got a lot going on. We're building. And the reason we're doing the discount is because this is where it's kind of like in beta, right? So we're building the tribe right now. And so we're building the airplane while we're flying it, and you're a passenger on it, which is the reason why you're getting the discount. Yep. But we're putting some things in place right now, according, that research center thing that I was just sharing earlier.
Real excited.
So there's going to be a lot of coolness, a lot of awesomeness in there. Sean, you're just is in the tribe, and he's posting stuff and questions and things probably every single day in the group, and he's getting help every single day. So we have a lot of really great things. Tuesday, we have an open office hour on Zoom where you can just come in, and Tom and I are in there answering your questions for a whole hour, right? So you can have Tom and I consulting with you and your business for an hour every single Tuesday. And then on on Thursdays, we also have a private presentation, and it's all about helping you with stuff. And yesterday, I did a presentation on marketing, right? So human-to-human marketing. And so this is actually, I shared the presentation that I teach at the ISS shows. So it's a condensed version. So lots of great stuff going on in there, and I think you would really enjoy it. It's a monthly thing, and so if you don't like it, just unsubscribe, right? So give it a shot. So it's $49 a month, and you can find it right here at shirtlabtribe.com, and we'd love to see you. Mm-hmm. And hold on, we got some smart-ass people. So does Shirtlab Tribe sell couches? No.
We sell Marco loungers, though.
Hold on. What we sell is relevant information to make your business run better. That's what we sell, right? Absolutely. So, and then EG Threads says, have a good weekend, Marshall and Alan. That's one of my coaching clients, Mark. So thanks so much. Mark. And then Sean says, Shirtlab Tribe is well worth it. So thanks for the endorsement, pal.
Awesome.
All right. That's going to do it for us.
Sean, have a great weekend. Email me.
Have a great week, and appreciate you guys watching. Please reach out if you have any questions later.
Have a great week. Be safe.